Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Copper Coins Coin Roll Hunt Reveal E399, a 1992 P shrink wrap roll. How is everybody doing today? Hope everybody's week is going great. Coin 28 is the lucky coin. Wait for a couple of people to stroll in. We'll be looking at the obverse and reverse of the whole roll, unless I can identify markers that verify something is not a variety coin. We're going to be looking for some minor double die obverses. There's a couple nice double die reverses, and then we've got the close AM to keep an eye out for. Eric SFC, welcome. So we will go ahead and these out of the wrapper. Coins and Ghouls, welcome. Mark Thomas, welcome to the show. There, not a very neat pile, but a pile. Beautiful weather down here in South Florida. Sunny and 75, light breeze, very, very dry. Oh, got these upside down. Coin number 1, Mark Thomas. There is a beautiful double die on the FG. There are, I don't know if that is a struck through or what. A beautiful doubled eyelid. Same there. All right, that's good to hear. That will be a wide AM, easy to tell. Coin number 2, Eric SFC. AZ Coins, welcome. Nice quality coins, some plating that's split. Besides that, nice clean coins. Coin number 3, Sissy. Started some new medication today. I'm not sure how I like it so far, but I've only took it once, so that is in the die. We'll see. Old age has given me the misfortune of coming down with diabetes. I had taken metformin for something else and I can't take it, so they gave me something else, and it definitely lowers my blood sugar. Struck through. Might actually be too strong. That, I believe, is machine doubling. It is. I was taking metformin for a couple of years. I took 500 milligrams. I think it was the extended release, and it didn't do a whole lot for me, except make me have to use the restroom. And then I didn't take it for almost a year, and everything was right. And I went to the doctor this time, and boom, A1C was over 6.5. Actually, it was over 7. He says, well, we got to put you on something else. And I think they're sulfonamides. That's the family it's in anyways. So I took my first pill this morning and got low blood sugar within 3 hours. Had to eat something substantial. Yeah, that's right, Dan. I have heard that. Can tell by the FG when we got the wide AMs. It is, I think the brand name is Amaryl, but it is, oh, let me see how you say it. I'm not even sure how you, glymeparide. I think that's how you say it. And it seems to work. Well, diet fixed me the first time I had this challenge, and I was exercising, but I've got a bad back, and it's like real bad. And now, as I'm getting older, I'm getting bad knees. I was 380 pounds at my biggest. And I wasn't terribly obese as far as fat. I'm just kind of a big guy. And I got down to 220. And when I got down to 220, everything was right, but they made me gain weight because I had other health issues, basically like malnutrition, because my frame needs more than 220 pounds. So I gained weight and got up to like 240, and everything was fine for years, and then COVID came. And I got pulled over for exercising. I used to walk over 5 miles a day. Said I had to put my mask on, and I don't know anybody who's ever walked in Florida before, but walking when it's near 100 degrees outside and 100% humidity with a mask on is kind of might as well just be choking yourself. So, and then one thing led to another, and I've gained weight. I'm 275 pounds again, and it seems as I gained weight, my A1C crept up again. So he gave me this and told me to go on a diet, and if I get back down to it, he'll take it off. He'll take it away. But diet and exercise seem to always work. Almost everybody I know that has had it, that developed it later in life, it's worked. People that I know that had it, that weren't overweight and got it when they were young, they seem to battle it and never get rid of it. What is IF? Ooh, die crack from column 11 all the way to the rim. Intermittent fasting. I tried to do that. I just love food. I really do. I have been doing good as far as my diet has gone. I haven't gained a lot in the last year, but I love pizza. It's like crack cocaine to me. If I have company over and we get pizza, I am overeating. It doesn't matter what anybody says or what anybody does. You got to be careful. You got to start slow, Dan. When you're on insulin like this, they tell you right on the label, do not fast. To make sure that you keep, if you do, you got to keep track of your blood sugar real close. You probably got one of those monitors in your arm, though. So it'll probably be okay. But I had a friend come into town, another die crack, and another one coming in tonight, and I had to tell him, the doctor said no beer till I get used to the medication, because I guess drinking alcohol can cause low blood sugar, of all things. I did not know that. At least while you're on this medication. But so far, so good. I just got to remember to eat. I'm one of these people that usually I'll eat a little breakfast and then I'll eat one big meal at the end of the day. And that is one thing. I've got to eat 3 small meals now. Mark Thomas, hope to see you soon. That's an older drug, Eric. I mean, I think it is. They used to market it under a name Amaryl or something like that. All I know is it was cheap. 90-day supply cost me $1.32. So it's not breaking the bank. I really expected him to try putting me on Ozempic or one of those injectable ones. And I really wasn't looking forward to it. But I know people that take it and they all lose weight and they all say that they don't mind it after the first couple of weeks. They say the first week is difficult to deal with because it makes you feel bad, and I guess that's why you lose weight, is because you don't feel like eating. I think I might do a second reveal, a 1958 D-roll, following this roll. Yeah, that was a pleasant surprise. I bought eggs today and they were 2 dozen for $9. Whereas I went a week ago and they were 2 dozen for $13. So maybe the price of eggs is going to go back down and make them cheaper than diamonds again. Metropolo also is, it's called medicine called Hytrin to treat prostate problems too, and blood pressure, I believe. Party Pickle, wow! Haven't seen you in a while. It was, my wife can take it, but it was unbearable for me. I basically did one thing all day long. That's it. You can use your imagination and fill in the blanks on that one. It was awful. It was the worst thing I've ever taken. I've never had side effects from anything except for that. And I do hear that a lot of people get issues. A lot of people get headaches, I think, from it, and then a lot of people get gastrointestinal issues. Question: a while back, you did a video on a 1988 variety. Are you talking about the reverses? The reverse of an 89 on the 88? If you are, I'm not sure. Let me look. I guess, let's see. Yes, they are. They are available on the 88P and D according to errorref.com. It says both Philadelphia and Denver mints were paired with the reverse of 1989. The Philadelphia issues are considered very scarce. I guess I'm going to have to open it to. Denver issues are considered rare. Both are shown to have multiple die pairings. So that hopefully answers your question. There is flared G on both of them. But it's good to see you back in the chat, Party Pickle. Another way you can tell too is the location of the FG as far as the 92 transitional reverses. Same with the 80 or 98, 99, and 2000. There's other ways where the positioning of that ATN states, I believe. I've not had to use that yet, but I do know that some people use it. I believe Chuck actually says it's easier to tell by that than the other diagnostics. Matter of fact, he just said that today when I was talking to him. Centered A, that's right. Next coin, coin 21. Nothing to speak of, and I was surprised. There are quite a few die varieties for 1992. It's not a year that I've actively searched for a bunch of stuff. Dan, it was so bad that it affected my life. I mean, I couldn't do anything. Eric Mays, welcome. Learn a lot from the show, not only coins. That's good to hear. And welcome, Pat. Good to see you. Yeah, I know the feeling, Dan. And it's not a good feeling sometimes. They said my issue was caused from the metformin in combination with no gallbladder. I've had my gallbladder removed about 5 years ago. and that is a recipe. There's that one. That's a big die crack. That is a recipe for that problem, because without the metformin that can cause that problem. Coin 24 for Carl. Yeah, you've got quite the disability, Dan. Heart problems, liver, I'm sure diabetic. Did they ever get your hernia fixed up? I know that you were complaining about that for a long time. Coin 25, Chubby Pop. You know, and then it's all stuff you did on your youth. Nobody tells you. They try to tell you, but they don't explain it in the sense that they're supposed to explain it. That what you do to your body when you're young has a direct effect on what your body looks like when you're old. That's why my knees are shot, my back is shot. I thought life was a big game, playing baseball and working hard and that's good, Dan. It doesn't do anybody a favor. That's for sure. And then you see people. My kid's great grandmother, I think she lived to 110 years old, and she smoked and drank every day of her life after she was 10 years old. Literally would drink moonshine all day long. And it didn't affect her at all, obviously. Obviously, she didn't overdo it, and she did it in moderation, considering, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Still trying to get out the door. When you get another version of the one with a die crack from, can you check out the 2? I think I know what you're talking about. The 2, I think, is die deterioration. But yes, I will. There are a couple of 2s on the dates. Coin 28 for Stan. He is the winner of the giveaway. See, that's got a little die deterioration. Let's see. All right, let me write a note. Mohawk Joe, welcome. You're not wrong, Party Pickle. Planted potatoes with 100-year-old guy. Isn't it amazing? The woman I am talking about literally worked in her garden, smoked a corncob pipe, but worked in her garden until, they found her in her rocking chair on her front porch with a corncob pipe. And she just was rocking and passed away. Stan, E399. Congratulations, Stan. Coin 29 for Dan. Yes. Yep, it does. This will be a normal coin. That die gash, it's right behind the neck. Coin 30. Paul Hampton. That's another one with that. It's like a die. I don't know what it would be. Because it is indent, so some sort of damage on the die. So it's in Cuse. Coin 31. Zurich. Gonna do a 58D roll after this roll. Well, I haven't seen it on other die pairs. Of course, I haven't paid attention for any other marker after seeing that. So, potentially, it is possible. But I'm just assuming that's from the same die pair on this. There's not really any great markers, at least on the reverse to match it to. All right, I'll have to start keeping track. Coin 32, Otis. There it is again. See, that is plating issues. Nothing there. Just trying to look for stuff that could be on multiples. Coin 33, Carl. See, it's almost every coin from that die pair. Some of them can be. Another year, 61D. They either have a ton of markers or no markers. There are a lot of these split serif RPMs that the attributors are reluctant to list them because they're identical to one another and there is not a marker to be had. But we still managed to find one, which is crazy. Sometimes I'm looking and it literally takes over an hour to find a little minuscule die chip somewhere. And that's why it always helps to have multiple examples. Me and Chuck were talking about that today. That when you have 5 coins of a variety, especially the Zinkins, like we found a bunch of the double dies. Some of them, the plating obscured the actual die markers, but they were there. And thank God for other references, but it really helps when you have multiple examples because sometimes you may not see, let's say that this, I'm not sure, I don't think this is a die marker, that little dot. That's not much of a die marker, and sometimes that's it on the Zinkins. Frank McCain, welcome. Had a 66 roll on the Riverside. Next coin, Sissy. I don't search enough 66p rolls. I need to. Coin 37. Of course, 65, 66, and 67, I just don't search them. And there's some banging double dice for 66. Oh, no worries, Russell. Now, every dog in the neighborhood is barking for some reason, including mine. Let me flip this over and see if you can see that's got kind of questionable plating. That one isn't, but this one might be one. Or was that it right there? I'll have to keep track. Had no clean steps. Well, that I don't think that's that uncommon. I mean, that's why to get the real high grades in 66, actually in any of the early 60s up to 68, you almost got to have full steps. I'm not a big grader, so giving you actual results to that stuff, it's just stuff that I've heard. That dot is partially incuse. And it could be something that struck in, made the die chipping away and struck into the die, I guess. I mean, there's lots of, this was an issue that they had real early, that little die ring. That's actually just like deplating, it looks like. But in the early 80s, you got that ring worn through God We Trust. And that was die wear. Coin 41, Mickey. All right, I think this is the coin that Mark was speaking of. Oh, no, that's it right there. So that 2 is getting filled with like slag or gunk. Find one of those. There we go. Yeah, see, all that is plating. None of it is real. But interesting thought that it could be a hub, and we're looking at the same hub because that would leave incuse marks. $88D. Really? Where did you get those from? Let me see what 88D number 2 looks like. Ooh. Markers aren't there. Well, that marker should be there. Most of them, the only marker that should be relatively easy to see would be the one on the back on the cornice. 1mm1, if you got one like that, that one's pretty good. I would look at John Wexler's website because he's probably got that in 4 or 5 different. The cornice is there. Yeah, the other markers like the scratches in the eye, that could be tough. That could go from coin to coin. The number 1, that should be something that you almost don't need to see the markers to know. But like I say, there's other sites that probably have better markers, and I would say Wexler might, because it looks like there's not much for markers for 1 on our site. That little die dot could be gone in 10,000 coins. The die trails, let's see if Wexler has anything for 88D. RPM 9. Not much. Trail lines from Liberty, that's the only marker on it. But it's a pretty significant RPM to the north, so that is one. Oh yeah, I agree. And it's a crack on the cornice. If that matches, I wouldn't hesitate to say I might personally do an overlay, but a lot of people do not have the capabilities to do that. Okay. See, now 1mm2 doesn't have a cross because John Wexler thinks that is a broken die punch. I'm not so sure about that. It's something that I've got to look into more, and Chuck's got to look into more. But like everything else we do, we spend all our day, every day, working on it already. So to make a day and a half, 2 days to study that, ooh, there's that. See, that's all. Let's see the bays. No, it's the same die though. Joseph C., welcome. Now, did you find multiples of that, Dan? And if you want, take some photos on your digital scope, and I'll do the best that I can do to look at them. Okay. Coin 48, Zurich. About 5 minutes, probably less than 5 minutes. I will be back doing a 58D plastic tube roll. So we will get into that as soon as this one is done. Well, I use that. Are you talking about the HL150, Dan? Or are you talking about the LED one? Yeah, that one is difficult to make. Well, you might be able to pull it. I'm not sure where your scope optics are. Like mine, I've got a dual feed, but it's a halogen, and the tubes are smaller. But my tubes are bigger than like Chuck's. Chuck can hang his between a cut white tube and move it without it going into the field. See, mine, I got it with when I do these, I'm getting a little extra light from the top of the devices. And it takes some getting used to. But you definitely play with it. The LED is fatter than this one. This one I can actually get a tube on, but my tube is stationary, so there's no, moving everything around to just change the light. I have to change the coin for my light. So, anyways, that is it. I will see everybody in under 5 minutes, I would say. Hope to see y'all back there. And thanks for joining. We'll see y'all soon. Bye.